and one eye over there and one eye over there.
Welcome everyone to another Inspirational Wednesday with Brother Jarvis Mayo of the Broadstreet Church of Christ. In the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about running the race and the faith that it takes to run the race. Upon the last couple of weeks, we were looking at Luke chapter 8, commencing around verse number 22, where Jesus told his disciples, his apostles, let us go to the other side. And as they did what Jesus told them to do, Jesus went to go to sleep in the bottom of the ship. And as they were sailing across the Sea of Galilee, a storm came. And it was a bad storm. And the boat became full of water. And they went down in the bottom of the ship and woke up Jesus and asked him, shall we perish? And he comes and says, peace, be still. Then he asked them a question, where is your faith? We see now how weak faith work. I want you to travel with me to Daniel chapter 3. And we want to look at verse number 16. But we're going to get a quick rundown so we can get to here. Here we see that Nebuchadnezzar built the golden statue. And he had the music, the trumpets, the sounds, and all the people, all the nations coming around to worship this golden idol. And he stated at this, that when you hear the trumpet sounds and all the music play, that you must bow down to worship this idol. And if you do not bow down, you're going to be cast into the fiery furnace. And so there were 3 Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These 3 young men stood steadfast on their faith that Jesus would bring them through no matter what happened. Let's commence reading at verse number 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy God, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. These young men had so much faith that God was going to deliver them. They refused to bow down to this golden image. Listen what they're saying. They're saying, O king, we ain't even got to talk about this situation. We have enough faith in God that no matter what we say, he's still going to do what he promised to do if we serve him. What do that say for us? See, sometimes our faith is not strong enough that no matter what we go through, we able to stand and say, I don't have to argue with you. Say that I don't have to deal with you today. Because guess what? No matter what you do, what you throw at me, my God will deliver us through any of the circumstances. And they also said that he's going to deliver us for the fiery furnace. Hello, somebody. A lot of times we don't go through the fire furnace like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, but sometimes the things that we go through life is just like that fiery furnace, and we don't have the faith to stand firm that God's going to bring us through. And they told him, and even if we're not delivered, he's still going to bless us even if we go in this fiery furnace and burn. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm trying to tell you. See, you got to have that faith to stand on no matter what you're going through. God is going to deliver you out of what you're going through. See, we read about the apostles going across the Sea of Galilee had no faith. They had very little faith. Matter of fact, they had no faith because guess what? They was crossing the sea with their Lord and Savior and didn't realize that he wasn't going to die. They wasn't going to die neither. But these three boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they stood steadfast to Nebuchadnezzar's face and they told him, watch this. But if not, be it known, O king, that we will not serve thy God, nor worship golden images that thou hast set. We need to tell Satan the same thing when he attacks us. Not today, Satan. I might not have what I want to have, but God's going to bring me through it. I might not have what I want financially, but God's going to bring me through it. I might not have the greatest house in the world, but God's going to bring me through it. I might not have the best health in the world, but God's going to bring me through it. We got to have the faith of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And when Nebuchadnezzar heard these things, this man was so mad that he cranked the furnace up 7 times hotter than what it's supposed to be. Now, I guess by him firing this thing up so hot that he thought it was going to scare these boys into changing their mind and worship that golden idol. No, they stood steadfast on their faith. Even to the point that when they threw them into the fire, their men looked inside the furnace and not seen 3 walking, but they seen 4. And they say the other one looked like the Son of God. That's what happens when you have faith. See, when you have the faith, no matter what you go through, God's going to walk through their problems with you. And it was so amazing that when they brought them out of the furnace because of their faith, they said they didn't smell like smoke. None of their clothes singed. Their hair wasn't singed. Their clothes wasn't burnt. And it didn't smell like no fire. Let me tell you something. When you have that faith in God, that he's going to bring you through, though, no matter what you go through, you can go through all your problems and you will come out smelling like a rose because you have that faith. So when you're going through things in life and you start to doubt, ask yourself these questions. Where is your faith? When your money is funny and your change is strange, for you pick up that phone and start calling people, asking them, you ask yourself, where is your faith? When you go to the doctor's office and the doctor gives you bad news, instead of you hanging your head, you go to God and thank God for what he has done and that God can bring you through, and you ask yourself, where is your faith? When trials come, and the storms will come, if you haven't experienced a storm by now, you keep on living, and I guarantee you Satan gonna do his best to deter you. You better ask yourself, where is your faith? And if you ask that question, think of them 3 Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These 3 young men said, my faith is in God, that we can go down in that furnace and nothing's going to happen to us. Where were their faith? Their faith was in God and God alone. See, too many times our faith are in our own gods, and our own gods is us, because we'll mess around and try to handle stuff on our own instead of saying, where is your faith? God, I trust you. God, I believe you. God, I know you're going to bring me through. God, I know I got the confidence that you're going to be there right on time. God, I know you're going to be there. I don't care what goes on. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care how upset it makes me. God, you're going to bring me through it, and I can go through this with a smile on my face. See, after all Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego went through, Nebuchadnezzar not only appointed them over Babylon, but watch this. He said in verse number 29, therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut into pieces, and their house shall be made a dunghill, because there's no other God that could deliver after this sort. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. Let me tell you something. When you have that faith, God will move mountains that you never thought you could move. When you have that faith, you can get raises that people don't even believe you should get. Hello, somebody. When you have that faith in him, you don't need credit to be in the 800s and 900. God will bless you when you have that faith in him. You got to have faith in him. And when you have that faith, you can move mountains. Or you can have the strength to climb those mountains. Once again, this is Brother Jarvis Mayo from the Broadstreet Church of Christ, telling you that we love you and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Thank you.